you integrate a CRM to manage your calendar, your marketing emails, and your billing, right? Now, Christoph obviously believes that that would make significant benefit to many small businesses out there. And Christoph, absolutely agree with you. I'm going to see if I can move this up here or make myself bigger, because otherwise I keep looking at myself from the corner of the screen. That's just a little bit weird. Okay, so yeah, fantastic question, Christoph, and I totally believe that you're on the right track with some of those things. Okay, yes, integrating. Hey, Leanne, how are you? Right, definitely integrating all of those tools together are a significant benefit to small businesses. All right, for a couple of reasons. Right, firstly, your marketing emails. The whole point of your marketing emails is not only to educate your customer, but to drive them towards a calendar appointment where you'll get the opportunity to kind of have that sales conversation or educate your customer a little bit further, discover whether you're a good fit and whether you can help them. And obviously, billing comes off the back of that. Now, a couple of things to think about here. Right? Firstly, we need a good CRM system. And your CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management System. I prefer to call it Contact Management System relationship because it manages other relationships other than just those of your customers to start with, right? And your EDM capability, which is your marketing emails. Now, in a lot of good systems, you'll find these two together. A lot of entry-level systems, such as, say, MailChimp, out there does the email marketing, but it doesn't really do the customer management. Okay, it doesn't have enough detail other than name and email address for your customers. You want a good mix of both. Now, depending on the nature of what CRM, let's just put that into sort of the big bucket at the moment. Depending on the nature of the CRM and how much money you're spending on that CRM, you'll get more and more capabilities up to sort of enterprise grade things like Marketo and Salesforce. In the middle, you'll get both CRM and your automation side of things, right? But you're going to start integrating some other tools, as Christoph suggested, your billing and your calendar. Some CRM systems will have those integrated together with the core platform. Okay, so Keep Pro is one of those that can do billing, right, and calendar management. HubSpot is another one that can do both of those systems as well, right? Now, it really depends. I guess the answer, Christoph, that you might be looking for is it really depends on what are your business requirements. And not just for where you are right now, but do a little bit of navel gazing and look at what your business is doing in 12 months, 2 years, 3 years time, right? Because the transition of going from one system to another can be quite painful. And if you don't have the right system, potentially you're not going to get to where you want to be in those 3 years time anyway, at the same speed that you otherwise had if you had the right tools in place in the first time. Okay, so do you need all those systems? Yes. If you do, can you find them in one platform? If not, can you get them in other things? Okay, so you may find a lot of people out there using TimeTrade, Calendly, Appointment Core, Schedule Once, and you can integrate those systems with your CRM and bring those two together. Now, likewise with your billing as well. Now, I'm going to get into a quick story of that shortly, but those two systems to start with. Plenty of integration tools out there in the market right now, things like Zapier, which is a very common one, Integromat, and a few others that can pass data between those two systems. And the same thing applies to your billing. One of the things, for example, that I use in my system, I use Infusionsoft for my business, is that when I do my billing in Infusionsoft, it automatically, through a Zap, creates an invoice in my Xero account. And so when my bookkeeper comes to doing those reconciliations, I can just go, okay, because the transactions now match up to the invoices that have been created. Okay, so coming back to answer your question, Christoph, it really depends on what your business requirements are, what you want to do. If you're only doing one invoice a month, the business case probably isn't there to, do the automation around billing. If you're doing 10, 15 a day, or like a customer of mine who literally does sort of $50,000, $60,000 a month in e-commerce transactions, the business case is there to build some automation between, in this case, his WooCommerce system and his Xero account, and then his CRM, which now communicates back to the customer to say, yep, we got your order, it's with our warehouse, it's being shipped, here's your consignment number, all those sorts of things, right? Previously, they were doing that manually. They're saving about 4 hours a day right now, okay? So that's sort of started to make sense, right? A couple of things, obviously, there that you need to think about, right? How often you're doing it, how promptly it needs to be done, is one of those considerations as well, right? So quite a few. If this is all too confusing, of course, feel free to reach out, just have a chat with me and say, I've got these things, what should I be doing, Tim? Happy to have that conversation with you.